welcome to a very bright white and snowy Glasgow. We have had snow in the past week and it has not melted yet, and as a result there's just bright white coming to us from every window in our apartment just now. So no need for studio lights today with the bright whiteness beside us. So yes, welcome to Harp at Home. We are on our 5th workshop of workshop 3 and we are going to be learning the 3rd part of the Harp at Home suite today. So huge thank you to all of you who've been downloading the music so far, and a wee bit of an extra thank you to those of who've still been putting a wee bit of extra in the wee donation box. That's very much appreciated. I'm aware that that doesn't work for every country. There is a way of donating to me directly, I think via PayPal. I will put the link up now should you wish to give me a wee extra, but you really, like, don't worry about that. It's just a lot of you have been, and I just wanted to say thank you because I'm not meant to reply to PayPal emails saying when folk buy stuff and things. GDPR. I'm sure if you're in the UK you will know about GDPR, but it's like the laws and things about privacy and stuff. But thank you folks, thank you. If you don't already, please do consider subscribing to the mailing list. It is at harpathome.com. You'll see the wee box that you can sign up to, and as ever all the workshops are on that site as well. You can scroll down or you can go to the YouTube channel and you'll see them all there as well. So today, our 3rd part of the Harp at Home suite. So far we've learnt the gentle march, Close to Home, then the kind of gritty Strathspey Partick, all about where I live, which Partick is indeed very gritty just now. There's grit and salt everywhere trying to melt the snow and the ice. But today we're going to learn the air section of the piece. It's a tune that's got a lot of meaning behind it, to be honest. It's called Wait a While, and I guess that title is kind of talking about how we're just literally waiting a while just now until things, you know, life kind of gets back to, I hate the word normal now, I don't know what normal is, but there's been, you know, it's a weird thing. Like, this air is kind of, it's very free in the first part, then it kind of gets a little bit kind of more flowing, and I guess it kind of, that idea kind of symbolises what happened last year to me. I had a crazy year. Like, this time last year I was in New Zealand on tour with Ron, having an amazing time, and when we got back, like right when we got back was when things started to kind of kick off, I would say. Like, I remember being in the plane and spotting people with masks, and I was just wiping everything down and things on the plane, and, you know, hand sanitizer everywhere, being really careful in the lounge. I have a lounge card. That sounds really kind of exotic, but I normally travel so much that it makes sense for me to have a lounge card, because it's cheaper for me to have a lounge card than to eat at the airport, because I do so much traveling. That's a long story. So I use lounges a lot at the airports because it saves me money in the long term. And I remember being in the lounge in Dubai and using, like, not touching stuff, like using paper towels all the time. And yeah, that was kind of like the start of things. And when I like what my year was meant to be, it was gonna be crazy. I had like, well, I mean, I got back from New Zealand and 2 days later I was off to the Isle of Man, and that was kind of just going to be crazy. I had like Isle of Man, several times out to Isle of Man, several times out to the Netherlands. I had 3 trips to America, a trip to Australia and a trip to Japan, all touring and teaching harp and things. And I guess at this time last year, I remember kind of going, this is amazing, I have so many trips, but there was also a little bit of me which was kind of starting to freak out a little bit, because like my time between these trips was literally, like, a lot of the time it's 24 hours or 36 hours. I was going to be getting back from Japan and 36 hours heading off to America. Do you know what I mean? It was insane changeovers. And like, yeah, I was starting to panic a little bit about just timing for traveling, but also just for preparing for the next trip, whether it was practice or preparing tunes and things for teaching at like the likes of Somerset and things. And I was starting to get a little bit anxious about it, and then obviously this all kicked off and it was gutting because a lot of it was cancelled. A lot, of course, was reinstated later on as online, but it was a really bizarre thing because all of a sudden I had time when I didn't think I was going to be having time. and it was like a strange release from it. It was like, oh my goodness, okay, so that part of the anxiety is gone, but then obviously the current situation, anxiety kind of comes in. But there was a weird relief and the kind of guilt from almost feeling relief that you have time. So a lot of mixed emotions behind the tune, I guess. And I guess now it's just that kind of like waiting, and now things are picking up a little bit, but they're picking up as in I'm busy, but it's online busy, isn't it? It's not real life kind of busy. But then what's real life? I don't know. I'm getting very deep, guys. I'm really sorry. So, yeah, this tune, the way I'm going to play it to you now is the way that it's played as part of the suite. So it has an introduction, an A part, it goes to the B part, then it finishes with the A part again. So this is how you would play it as a suite. If you were playing it as a piece, obviously you might go kind of intro A, B, A, B. There is a harp 2 part as well. The harp 2 kind of starts at the B part actually and goes back to the A. Come back after the lesson to hear me playing it, the harp 2, my harp twin, playing along with me. So I'll play it to you now. So just sit back and kind of take a breath. Kind of like use this tune as one to breathe and kind of, yeah, relax as I play it to you now. So this is Wait a While. There you go, Wait a While. Quite a deep and meaningful piece. There's not a lot to it, and I think that's okay. It's kind of, you know, almost kind of, life has become simpler, and this tune is kind of simple too. I don't know if that's a good way of describing it. Like, it's purposely written the way it is, that there's not too much complication, it's not too clever, it just is what it is, it flows. And that's a symbolisation of where things are just now in my life, I guess. Life is simple. Yeah, let's head over to the green screen and we'll learn it together. Wait a While. So we're going to learn this air, Wait a While, the third tune in the Harp at Home suite. So this tune has F sharps and C sharps in it, but we remember this is the third tune in the suite, and the tune before was the Straspe Theme and Variations S-type tune called Partic, which was in the third tune in the Harp at Home suite. We're going to have a go at this tune, this lovely kind of air, a very kind of tune with a lot of space in the first part, more flowing in the second part. This tune called Wait a While. So if you think about it, we've just done the tune before, Partic, the Straspe, and now we need to get into this one. This is a key change. Partic, the Straspe, was in the Mixolydian mode beginning in D, which meant it had F sharps in it. For this tune though, we need C sharps as well, so we need to prepare to put those on. Okay, if you're playing this tune as a separate tune, you need your F sharps and your C sharps on, as well as any other normal levers for C major. So my harp is tuned in E flat, so I have E, A, B, F sharps, and I'll have C sharps on. If your harp tuned in C major, you'll have your F sharps and C sharps on. Right now my harp is tuned to E minor, so the same as my harp is set in E minor levers, G major levers, D Mixolydian levers, because I've just finished Partic. So we need to get the C sharps up, okay? You only are going to be using middle C and the C above middle C as which you need the C sharps up from, but I would like you to see if you can get all the C sharps up. That's because it's in preparation for the jig that will come after this. We might not actually need all of the C sharps. I haven't finished arranging the jig afterwards, but see if you can get all the C sharps on. Okay, so we're going to do that as part of the intro. Okay, so the introduction is going to give you time to do that. So if you think about it in your head, I tend to kind of go from middle C lever up, and then high C, and then the low ones and the high ones, because remember, these two are our priority. I'm going to play the introduction. Okay, we're going to do this tune as intro, then all the melody, and then the left hand. Have a listen to the introduction. We've got chords. Last bit you use to get any remaining levers up. So I'm going to switch those levers down again. So I'm going to do this little bit with the music. You might want to follow the music along. So this chord, the chords for the introduction wobble between E, D, E, D, E, D, then G and A. So we are going to start off with an E7 in our left hand. This is going to be our left hand pattern. We're going to have fourth and E, second and B, thumb on D. So that's going to be our first chord there, an E7, and we're going to join on top with our right hand on E and G, and we're going to ripple up like that. Okay, so I'm going to move quite fast through this introduction, so if you want to skip on, go for it. Okay, after 3, let's ripple up that, and after you've done it, I want you to put your C lever up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Our next chord is a D chord. I arranged it so it's a D158, and I like cluster chords. You'll be familiar with these of other arrangements. So I'm going to play the F and the A above that with my right hand, but I'm going to add in that second in that D chord, the E. Ripple up that. So I've got D, A, D with my left hand, E, F, A with my right hand. Let's go for that after 3, and I'm also after that going to switch up the high C lever. You ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. We're going to play our first chord again, but I'm going to add in the F in it in my right hand. So instead of going E, well, we are going E, B, D with our right hand. Instead of just going E and G, I'm going to go E, F, G. So it'll kind of add a little bit, something extra. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put that bass C up. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I'm going to go down low. We're going to have our D octave. 4, 3, 2, 1 on D, E, F, A. So again, I've got that cluster chord, but I'm adding another chord in, so adding more dimension. I'm going to play that, and then which lever will I go for? I'm going to go for my high C. I like to kind of jot about. After 3, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Nice. Okay, so we should have all our C levers up apart from the bottom C lever. Which we'll put up for the crack now. I'm not sure if it's going to be used in the jig after it. Remember, our priorities are middle C and that high C there, okay? Next chord. We're going to go back to what it was like before, exactly the same shape that we started off on. The E, B and D, E7, second on E, thumb on G with our right hand. And I'm going to play flow up that E chord and back to the B. We're going to sound like that. Okay, let's see if we can do that after 3, and then I'm gonna, actually no, I'm not gonna put up that C lever now. I'm gonna leave that bass C until I finish all the introduction, because we're now starting to flow more, got less time with our left hand. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Move that to a D158, so your D, A and D. So again, your thumb's staying in that. And we're gonna do our shape, which was the F and the A, and with the E. So it's like your second pattern that you had, and same idea here, flowing up the D chord and back. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's put those two bits together actually, that E7 and the D chord. You ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. D. We're going to move to a G chord. Remember this introduction, you can kind of make up your own as well. Feel free to use these chords and kind of do your own shapes, but this is just something for you to grab onto. G, D, G in the bottom of our harp. G158. Then I love my cluster chords, remember? B and D with my right hand making up the rest of that G chord, but adding in that second again with my third finger. Do you see that? Listen to how I'm going to play this. I'm going to brush, then flow up with my right hand. It's a little bit of a different shape there. So we're playing the right hand with the first note of the G chord, replacing, and then playing up them. Let's try it together after 3. 2, 3. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Move everything up one note. And we're just going to brush this A chord. So we're on our A, E, A, third on the second on C, thumb on E. So B, C, E with our right hand. And we're going to brush that, and I want you to put that low C up. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Low C lever up. Nice. Okay, so that's me taking you through that. Put down all your C levers. Have a go if you want. Okay, I'm going to put a timestamp in this as well so that you know when the right hand starts, if you want to come back to this. Okay, so this is the introduction. We'll try it doing it. So I'm going to do middle C, then higher C, first bass C, very high C, low C. Okay, so I'm kind of going up, a wee pattern kind of going in my head there. Are you ready? E chord, D chord, E chord, D chord, E chord, D chord, G chord, A chord. This is our introduction. We're going to play it quite rigid just now, but I'm going to talk a little bit in a wee while about letting this tune breathe. It's hard to let it breathe when you're playing or you're trying to get the timing so that you can all join in with me. So I'm not going to do that so much in this lesson, but I will talk about it later. You ready? E chord just with the third. 1, 2, 3. No C up. 2, 3. D chord. Okay, so there you go. That's me very, very quickly taking you through the introduction that is on your music. But let's get on to the main part of this tune, which of course is the melody. I'm going to play you the melody for the first part, so sit back and enjoy for a second. Now again, I'm going to play it quite rigid just now, but it is an air with a lot of pauses and time to breathe in it. Remember what I was saying earlier about the subject of this. So have a listen. So, starting off with our third finger on E beside middle C, second on F, third, or thumb on G, sorry, 3, 2, 1. I've not had enough coffee again today. This is the second workshop in a row and I've not had enough coffee. 3, 2, 1 on E, F and G. We're going to be playing up those. The main part of the melody is this, but I'm going to add in a little bit of decoration. Have a listen. So we're going to play our E and our F, but then we're going to replace those back on, and those E and F are going to be played again as grace notes on the way up to the G, so running up to the G. Okay, so you want to make it that they're nice and light, but your thumb note, the G, is still the main part of the melody. So it'll sound like this. Let's try it together after 2. 1, 2. Nice, good. Go for it again. 1, 2. Nice. Hand on to a new position. Second on G, thumb on A. We're going to do a wee kind of turnabout here. We're going to go G, A, F. We try that together after 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that G is coming on the and of the 2 there. After 2. 1, 2. And A, F. So I'm just using my 2 and 1. G, A, F. Let's see if we can get that going together. You ready? 1, 2. 2. Good, okay, so that's us almost there with the first phrase. Okay, this tune, as ever, has 2 parts, and each part has a first phrase, second phrase, third phrase, and fourth phrase. And our first phrase, I guess, is kind of split into 3 little bits, subdivisions. Let's go for that again. After 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. G, A, F. Lovely. Replace your second back onto the F. Now this shape, we're going to be using the notes from a D triad. Our thumb is on A. Our second, we just replace it back onto that F. We're going to play the F, place the third onto the D, and play A, D. So it's an F triad. Sorry, my windows are whistling. We've got another day when the wind is pointing directly at us and our dodgy windows are whistling away. So they're just singing along or providing atmosphere. So sorry about that. That was F, A, D. After 3, let's try that. 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's go for it again. We'll do 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 1, 2, 2, 3, and. Lovely. So that's us completed our first phrase. Have a listen to it by itself. 2. Okay, so we're quite quick on to that third little bit there. Okay, it means that you have 2 Fs in a row played with your second finger. Let's see if we can go for that. After 2. 1, 2. 2. Good. One more time. 1, 2. Well done. Our third phrase, our second phrase, dear me, second phrase starts exactly the same way. try that after 2. So our first little bit are E, F, and then brushing up E, F, G. 1, 2. Good, okay, now you might notice here actually, sometimes with the E and F, I don't hold on with my thumb there. For me, it just feels nice doing that. There's no reason why you can't though. But I quite like to, I don't know, kind of keep a little bit more free with this tune. I think it's maybe to do with the timing and the push and pull that I'm kind of aiming for it. Let's go after 2, that little bit. 1, 2. Good. Move second to G and thumb to A. This is going to be a little kind of variation on what we did with our first little bit. So we're going to play our G with our second finger, then we're going to play down 3 from A. And use our second finger to do another F. Okay, after 2, let's try that. 1, 2. Reset it, go again. So we've got G, down A, G, F, and the F again. 1, 2. Nice. Let's try that second phrase then. Okay. 1, 2. 2. Nice. One more time. 1, 2. 2. Lovely. Okay. Let's go first phrase and second phrase again. And then I want you to play the third phrase, which is exactly the same as the first. Okay, let's see if we can just go for it. There's enough like kind of little bits in this tune. You've got time to think as well. So first phrase, second phrase, then, well, really the first phrase again, because it's the same as the third. After 2. 1, 2. 2. 2. 2. Third phrase. 2. Great. Go for it again. After 2. 1, 2. 2. Third phrase, same as the first. So your D try a bit now. Nice. Okay, have a listen to your ending phrase. 2 kind of sections to this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, down E, D, C. We're going to use that E as a grace note. Okay, so our first note, actually, the main melody is going, but we're going to add on the wee grace note, cutting onto that D. So we're using our thumb, E and D, then C, D. After 2, let's try that. 1, 2. Good, one more time. 1, 2. 2, lovely. Third finger onto D, second on E, thumb on F. Have a listen. So we're going to run up 3, 2, 1 from D, E, F. Replace third back onto D and E. D, E. And I actually like to kind of secure my thumb onto the F there to hold on to it. Yeah, I do that. So have a listen to that fourth phrase. 1, 2. Let's try it together. After 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Go for it again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Great. Okay. Let's see if we can go for all of that first part. Are you ready? We'll try it twice through actually. From the start. E, F. Remember this bit? G, A, F. Then your D, D triad bit, yeah. After 2, twice through, at a steady pace. 1, 2. 2. Your D triad bit, E, F and brushing up from E, G and down 3 from A, and F, 2, back to the first part, 1, 2, D triad, ending, 1, 2, nice and again, E, F, 2. Nice work. Okay, have a listen to the second part. So with this second part, it goes through twice, but it has a different ending. We're going to start off with 4, 2, 1 on what we know as a G158 chord. So it's 4th and G, 2nd and D, thumb on G. We're going to flow up that, and in fact we're going to make it a G158 extended chord. You might have heard about these from one of my other workshops. A G extended, or an extended as chord, is when I cross my second and my thumb under and add the next 2 on. So that's what we're going to go do with this. It's often a shape that I use in our left hand, but for this we're using it in the melody of this tune. Let's try flowing up that. 2, 3. Cross under to A and B with our second and thumb. Okay, I'm going to do that again, but I want you to use your second finger to play the A at the end. 2, 3. Great. Now we're going to add on another 2 notes, or another 3 notes actually. After you play your A, cross over back with your thumb onto G and F. We're going to play G, F, F. Sorry, the windows are totally whistling away today, dearie me. Oh, sorry, that was going up. Second back onto A, cross over with your thumb onto G, second on F, playing G, F, and I like to use my third finger to do another F there. Let's try that together after 3, 2, 3. G, F, F. Reset, we'll go again. 2, 3. G, F, F. Nice, okay. The first 3 phrases are, well, I guess I kind of describe this as being kind of like repeated with a different ending, but you're going to use that 3 times basically in the second part, okay? So every phrase starts off with that, or every line starts with that. Our first line, or our first kind of little bit, is going to finish with this. Have a listen. Okay, so we're going to call this our second phrase. E, D, and B. Okay, we're going to stick to just the white notes for this phrase. We're going to play down E, D, and B, 1, 2, 3. And then pop your thumb onto the D. We're going to wobble. Like that. Did you see what happens? So I'm playing down, thumb onto D. We're going to go D, B, D, B. Then finish off with your thumb and an E. So down. D, B, D, B, E. Okay. So you end up having, you're kind of going back to your B another twice. So you end up with 3 Bs being played in that part. Let's try that together after 2. 1, 2. D, do, B, Try again after 2. 1, 2. Great. Let's add it onto our big G chord section. After 3, 2, 3. G and 2 Fs. New bit. Great, we'll go for it again. 1, 2, 3. After 3, 1, 2, 3, back to big G chord. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out fast enough there. Lovely. So third phrase, same as the first, which we just did there. Okay, let's try all of that. See if we can add that on again. You ready? From the start of the second part so far. 2, 3. G, F, F. Nice. Right, go back to the G pattern again. 2, 3. Nice one. We're going to be using almost the same notes here, but we're going to change the fingering. Have a listen to it. Okay. Changing the fingering and the rhythm. Thumb and E, second and D. We're going to play E, D. Hop your thumb to that D that you just played and your second to B. We're going to balance back and forth here, but we're just going to non-stop. We're not going to have a kind of tied on note, which is what happened in the last one. Have a listen how the rhythm is different. It's more straight. Do you hear that? D, B, D, B, D. Move your second to the C and play the C. Let's just play that bit in isolation. 2, 3. D, B, D, B. D, C. Let's go for it again. 2, 3. Okay, let's add on the E, D before it. After 2. 1, 2. D, C. Good, one more time. 1, 2. Great, so that's once around that second part. Let's see if we can go for all that. So we've got our G pattern, then, and then our G pattern again, and the bit that we just did. You ready? After 3, 2, 3. G, F, F, E, D, down. E, 2, 3. G, F, F, E, D. D, C. Nice. Let's do it again, and then we're going to repeat it, but we're going to stop after the second phrase, okay? I will stop when we've just stop, and I'll shout stop when we've just stop. You ready? After 2, back to the start of that part. After 3, sorry. 2, 3. Sorry. And stop. Nice. Have a listen to our final ending. So, B and D. This is a kind of similar rhythm to what we had before. Have a listen. Let's see if we can do this. We've got B, D, B, D, B. After 3, 2, 3. B, D, B, D, B. So I'm using my second and 1 for that. Okay. After 3, 2, 3. Use is your third and 1, third onto A now. Same rhythm, same pattern, but using third and A, thumb is still in D. 2, 3. So same rhythm, but now we're on A, D, A, D, A. You ready? 2, 3. Nice. Let's do that. B, D, B, D, B, A, D, da, da. After 3. 2, 3. Good. And after you play that last A, cross your thumb over to the G, because we're going to go down G, F, D twice. You ready? Let's play down those 3 notes twice. 2, 3. Okay, so down those G, F, D, G, F, D twice. Let's add that on. Remember to cross over. You ready? So we're on B and D. 2, 3. A and D. Cross over, G, F, D. G, F, D. Lovely. And our finishing note is actually the E, but we're going to add on just now B and C as well, a nice brushed chord. And that's to do with what's happening in our left hand at that point. So B, C and E if you can brushed. Let's try the whole of that ending section. 2, 3. A and D. G, F, D. Nice. Okay, so that's all of your second part. So you've got that G kind of pattern. G, F, F, then ending in the E there. G pattern, remember that's a G158 extended. Back onto the A, G, F, F. And C. And then you do it all again, but then you jump to the ending. Okay. Hopefully you got that. Remember you can pause, rewind, slow down. Remember to Google how to slow down YouTube videos if you don't know. But let's see if we can have a go of that second part after 3. Big G chord. 2, 3. G and 2 Fs. E, D, B. 1, 2, 3. B and D's, A's and D's. Good. Okay, if you want to play it again, rewind. But let's see if we can do the whole of the melody. Okay, so we're not going to do the introduction just now. Okay, we're kind of leaving that separate. We'll do the first part twice and the second part. Remember your first part was 3, 2, 1, E, F, G. You brushed up. You had G, A, F. Then the D triad pattern, which was your F, A, D. Second phrase started the same way, but a G and then down 3 from A to F. Third phrase, same as the first. Then your ending phrase, remember, had a grace note at the start, so that meant I had thumb, E, and thumb on E, second and D, third and C. 3 from D, D, E. Okay, let's have a go. See if we can go for that twice through the first part and the second part as we played it there. After 2, 1, 2. hopefully you find that okay. Let's have a look at the left hand. So the left hand chords do not change in this. You could change them, substitute some in, but I guess this is just that kind of like the waiting while, almost like you're waiting for change. Do you know what I mean? Because that's kind of what's happening. And so the chords, I'm using the same chords to the intro that I'm using for the first part, that I'm pretty much using for the second part. We do have a little bit of variation on the last line, but yeah, it's like we're waiting a while and then there's a little bit of change at the end. So yeah, that very kind of still idea. Have a listen to what we're going to be doing for the whole of the first part. I'm leaving it a lot more free as well just now so you can hear it. So we're going from E, D, E, D, E, D, G, A as our pattern. So the same as what we had for our introduction. We're going to kind of base it, really, kind of, I guess, on what is going on in the introduction for the first section at least. We want to have a brushed E chord. We can't get the E chord in though because that's what we're using on our as part of our decoration for our first bit. So I'm making it an E7 and it creates a bit of tension as well. That. Have a listen. So what we're going to be doing is our E chord comes in the first beat of the bar, but remember we've got these little kind of ornamentation there, a little bit of grace notes there. We're going to be brushing our E chords. The way that's going to happen is we're going to play E, F, then start to brush up with our left hand, and then those ornamentations are kind of become part of the chord. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah? Let's try that after 2. 1, 2. Nice. After 2, let's see if we can get that E7 chord in. 1, 2. Good. G, A, F. Now we're going to have a D158, D, A, D. That's going to come with the F. You hear that? So it's just going to with the F. All these chords are going to be brushed. Okay, let's try and doing that D chord with the F. 2, 3. Nice, so that's our first phrase. After 3, let's put it together. Oh, after 2, sorry. 1, 2. 2. D chord. Nice one. Okay. Next bit starts off the same way again with the E7. Are you ready? 1, 2. And then remember our second phrase goes. With the last F, we're going to flow up the D158. So we're just giving it a little bit more of an indication of movement there. Let's try that after 2. So it's going to come with the last F, flowing up the D chord. 1, 2. Good, reset, we'll go for it again. 1, 2. Lovely. Okay, so we have our brushed E7, brushed D chord, brushed E7 again, and up the D chord. Our third phrase exactly the same as the first. Okay, let's see if we can do those 3 phrases together then. After 2. 1, 2. 2. Blow up the D chord. Brush D chord. extra chords, we're going to go a G and an A. Have a listen to how this fits in. Okay, so up a G158, and then we play the D again. Now you have to be careful here. I want you to try to quickly damp as you're grabbing before the A chord. Let's just see if we can get that going. Just that pattern. 2, 3. Damp. Okay, so it's damping for convenience. Let's go for it again. 2, 3. Okay, so the G chord is going to go to the D at the end here. But the extra note of it is going to come with the F of the next bit. Let's see if we can go for that after 2. 1, 2. Up the G chord, the D matches up with the F. Let's try it again. 2, 3. So it's with the D there, with the F, and the A chord comes with the E. Okay, let's see if we can get that A chord on. 2, 3. And that last note, the A chord, joins up with the E of the repeat. Okay, so you've got to watch out for that. Let's see if we can go up to there though. Okay, brushed E, brushed D, brushed E7, brushed D. No, flowing D there, sorry, in the second phrase. Try and watch out for that. After 3. After 2. My goodness, not enough coffee, dearie me. Making a coffee after this for sure. 1, 2. What happens next? Join in the melody. I'm going to be using an E extended and D extended chords, so it's a lot more flowing now. Same ending, although I don't fall back on that E. Okay, so next section. E extended chord, where I kind of went over what an extended chord was actually in the melody. So an E extended 158, E, B and E, 4, 2, 1. Going to cross under, adding on with our second and our thumb the next 2 notes. So this is a shape I'd use a lot in chords. E chord, then we're going to have a D chord. And that's going to be our kind of principal chord shape for this second time round the first part. So it's going to match up like this. The first part, the main 158 chord, is going to go with the G. When you cross under, that's when the next 2 notes come together, or the next part of the melody comes with it. So it'll sound a little bit clashy by itself in isolation. After 2, let's try it. 1, 2. F with the G, G with the A, and that F by itself. So you've got, go for it again, 1, 2. Lovely. Move to your D chord. So again, the D chord, D, A, D, is going to go with the actual 3 notes of that D triad. Have a listen to how that works. Together, together, D's together. That E of the extended chord comes by itself. And the F is going to join up the next phrase. Okay, so we've got a little bit of kind of crisscross layering there. So it'll go together, 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 E by itself, the F with your left hand with the next phrase. Okay, let's see if we can get that going. 2, 3. And then on to it. Go for it again. 2, 3. the start after 2 of that, the repeat part. 1, 2. D chord, E by itself, keep going, E extended again here. When you cross under, this is going to be where you da, 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 da. G with the F again, or F with the G, then the G with the A for going down those 3 notes. So that'll sound with the G and then down 3. After 2, let's try it. 1, 2. With the last F, we're just going to simply go up a D chord. So that's actually like what happened before. Okay, so we're going to make it a little bit lighter by taking it up there. Let's try that second phrase in isolation. After 2. 1, 2. Up the D chord. Nice. Third phrase, same as the first, so E extended, D extended. Are you ready? 1, 2. Cross under. Your D with the D triad. But this time the last note of that D is going to match up with the last phrase. Okay, let's see if we get those 3 phrases going. Okay, it's quite a lot of stuff. Remember, pause, rewind if you need to take your time with this a bit more. 1, 2. D extended. And the D chord. Good. So for our ending there, it's exactly the same as we had it before. Up the G chord, fall back, D and F match up together, and then up an A chord. Let's try it after 2. 1, 2. Nice. Okay, let's try all of that. That second time round. 1, 2. D. High D chord. D extended. Match up to your ending. Nice. Okay, so let's play all of the first part with the left hand, and then I'm going to play onto the second part and play the left hand for that. So brushed E7, brushed D chord, remember. From the start. 1, 2. for this bit started off with a G extended. What we're actually going to have in our left hand is an E extended. So that means that everything is going to be a third above when you flow up. So our hands are both on 4-2-1 and crossing under 2-1. So we're going to be going up E, B, E, F, G. So you're working in exactly the same pattern, both hands together. Let's try that together after 3, 2, 3. Good. Now we're on our G, F, F. We're going to have a D extended, which is going to match up. The first 3 notes are going to match up with that G, F, F. So we're going to go D, A, D, E, F, yeah? Have a listen. And then our last note, F, is going to be the start of this second phrase there. Let's try that. 2, 3. Nice. One more time. 2, 3. And you're on to your next bit. Let's put that together after 3, 2, 3. Lovely. We're on our bit that goes now like that. So let's just kind of work this in isolation. We're going to go up a G chord and up just a G158, G, D, G. And up the same pattern but in an A chord, so an A, E, A. And we're going to play the E at the end for the crack. Have a listen. Okay, so we've come down those 2 notes and our G chord is going to come the first 2 notes together. That means the G of the B, D's together. But you're going to play that thumb before you carry on with the rest of the melody. And with the E, the A chord. Okay, let's try it together. 1, 2. Together, together. Left hand, right hand, right hand, right hand. And up the A chord. Let's try it again. 1, 2. Okay, that was your second phrase. Let's try first phrase, second phrase, and then third phrase, which is exactly the same left hand as the first part. Okay, first phrase, sorry. 2, 3. D extended. Up the G chord. Up the A chord. Reset and go again. And our fourth phrase, remember there, goes da, 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 da. Same chord, but we're going to take the G down lower now. Have a listen, and remember we keep on going with the melody. So E, D, G, D, G in your left hand here together, G and D together. And brush an A chord with that C down. So we've taken things down lower. Let's see if we can get that. 1, 2. Brush your A chord. One more time. 1, 2. And A. Nice. Let's go for up to there. In fact, let's do the second part, all of that, and then, when it repeats, we do the first line again. Okay, well, can't speak today. Need the coffee after 3, 2, 3. D chord. G chord. A. E chord. D, A, D, cross over. So we're going to go up a G chord, G, D, G in our left hand. And then we're going to keep our second on the D, but drop our fourth and our thumb down to F, D, F. So it kind of, it's like a D chord with the F in the bass, minus the 5. I've used that a few times actually in arrangements. 2, 3, F and D. Let's put those together. After 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, F, D, F. Then we're just going to split an E fifth. And then brush an A chord. So we're E, B, and down to that A chord. Okay, let's try all of that pattern then, that last line, just left hand. 2, 3. 2, 3, F, D, F. 2, 3, E, B. 2, 3, A. Nice. After 3. Oh no, wait, I'm going to have to match up. Sorry, I'm kind of going ahead of myself. So, G chord, it matches up with the F, with the first 2 notes. Then you play your last notes by itself. Let's try that phrase. 2, 3. Then next 3 notes. Next one starts the same way. Remember, you've changed to A and D. 2, 3. So that thumb of the left hand comes by itself. So your thumb with the left hand comes by themselves. Go for that again. 2, 3. Good. Crossover. E and B with the first 2 notes, which will be the G and the B. G and F, sorry. Oh dear me. 2, 3. And our A brush comes with a B, C, E. Remember how I was telling you that would fit in? There we go. So let's just go for that bit. 2, 3. Nice. Let's do that ending. 2, 3. Great. Okay, let's go for all of the second part then. So you've got E chord, E extended, D extended, up a G158, up an A158. Same again. Low G and A. You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. A. Back to your E chord. Okay, so let's go for, we're just going to play the A part and the B part. Now, when I play it as a performance, you would play, I recommend, like for the suite, we're going to kind of be playing the introduction, A part, B part, and back to the A part. Now, you have got a Harp 2 part. I've structured it out in the music as being A part and B part, but actually Harp 2, I recommend that if you're going to play the Harp 2 alongside this, it's nice for the introduction and the A part to be played as a solo, okay? Harp 2 join in on the B part and then back to the A part. Obviously, if you were doing it again, you would do it again in that way. But I just think it's nice, particularly for that A part, to have a lot of push and pull and space in it the first time round. And it's very hard to do that if you're playing in a duo with someone. So that's my thinking behind that. Right now, I'm going to play it very kind of rigid so that you can get the timing. But then we're going to head back to the fireplace and you'll hear it very free and in the structure that is in your music. Okay, sorry, my tummy's rumbling there, dear me. After 2, you ready? Back to the start. E7 and D's 158. 1, 2. head back to the fireplace and you'll hear it played as it would be done as part of the sweep of the introduction, and then A, B, A. So yeah, let's head over there now. So that was Wait a While, and you heard it there with the harp too. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it gave just kind of after Partick, what I tend to do is I kind of like repeat that outro to fade and then come in with that, and you switch your levers with your intro and away you go. So hopefully you'll start to kind of see the shape now of how the suite is going. We've still got another tune to learn. It's going to be a jig. We will do that next week. It's half written, as I think everything has been at this stage. So yeah, this is the blether section where I chat away, and I have my cup of coffee today because it's Friday afternoon. I have a really busy week ahead of me, honestly. Week ahead of me? Weekend ahead of me. So tonight I start teaching at 4 to the Isle of Man. I have my amazing Isle of Man students, and I think I have 24 lessons. I think it's 24. Maybe it's a little bit less. It's a lot of Zoom lessons. So I start at 4. I have a 15-minute break at 6 o'clock or something like that, and then I finish teaching at like 8:15, I think. But so it's a long day, and then tomorrow I start again I start a bit later than in real life, because my first pupil, I love her to bits. Like, she's not great in the mornings. I'm not that great in the mornings either. So we've just kind of struck a deal that instead of her coming first thing, she comes last thing, so both of us can spend longer in bed. She's totally cool with that. Mum's totally cool with it as well. So we're always joking about that. But so then I've got, pupils all day tomorrow. Sunday is a bit mental as well. I have my remaining 4 pupils, because I also have a workshop for the Glasgow branch of the Clarsach Society. So I've got 2 workshops to teach for them back to back. And then I've had to move 2 of my students to Monday because it's just been so mental. So it's good to be busy. I think my neighbours might hate me because they'll hear harp all day long. But that's why I'm filming today, and why I'm drinking coffee. New coffee, I might add. Do you like my mug? So this mug is in a lovely one from Tain Pottery in Easter Ross. So it's the region where I'm originally from, but the opposite coast, so the east kind of coast Tain is on. So yeah, I'll put a link to the Tain Pottery because they have beautiful stuff actually. Not quite as beautiful as Highland Stoneware, which is my favourite, and that's because that's an Alopil thing. But Tain Pottery is, yeah, second favourite I would say. And I have new coffee that arrived yesterday. Santu Coffee, who are a company in Edinburgh, and I'm very much liking it. And they've got a good ethos behind them. So a guy from Brazil who moved to New York, learnt how to make coffee, and then went back to Brazil, and then came to Edinburgh, and now makes coffee, fine coffee in Edinburgh, or roast coffee. So very much enjoying that today on my blether. Aye. I'm trying to think, I've been really busy, but I can't really think what I've been doing. Oh, I've been having loads of Edinburgh Harp Festival meetings. You probably know by now the courses have like virtually all sold out. So we are working on something to solve that. I'm not allowed to tell you any more details, but keep your eyes peeled to the Edinburgh Harp Festival Facebook website. I've got a new website. Or make sure you're signed up to the mailing list. And you will find out what we are doing about the fact that we are sold out all those courses. So yeah, I've had lots of meetings about that. I said earlier it's been snowing, so been out for walks, but they've been like full-blown muscle walks, like kind of like my feet were aching from being in my snow boots. I've hurt my hand as well. Like I was like it snowed and then it got down to like -8°C, which is really, really cold. And our steps up to our tenement flat had snow over them and ice. So I decided to break that up. So I was using a broom to break it up, an upside down broom for our steps. And Janice and Ian next door, the old couple next door, who are lovely folk. And I was jumping it up down, and I think like what I did, I'll use like my tune keys. I think I was going like that, and it like was really sore there, probably bruised my hand. So not really able to play fast stuff just now. Just as well given that we were playing in air today. So yeah, hurt my hand a little bit with that. And yeah, so it's been snowy walks timed in with the usual kind of coffee haunts. Hailing Canteen and the cabin at the BBC are our favourite places to go just now. So aye, that's really been about it. Yeah, I honestly can't think what I've been doing this week. It's just been meetings and Harp Festival. The schools have been on holiday, so it's been like half term for 3 days, so I've not had as many students. Yeah, been doing a little bit more filming for the Scottish Music Academy. Oh, and I've got to work out today. I have another TV thing coming up, which I'm very excited about. I'm actually going to be accompanying one of my students who is a Gaelic singer for, we think it's an Easter programme. I was chatting to her about it on Zoom the other night. It's a programme called Hallelujah, which is usually on at Christmas time. And we were both like, why are we filming it out in February? That's way too early for Christmas. And then we decided that we're filming in February because it must be for Easter. So it'll be on BBC Alba. So I am accompanying her singing the Gaelic version of the hymn Love Divine. So I've got to sit and work out the chords for that and check that she's happy with the tuning. I think it needs to be taken down a bit for her voice. I think it's too high for her. But I will get various options on the go. So that's my project this afternoon before teaching starts to the Isle of Man in just over an hour's time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make this, yeah, we're gonna wrap up very shortly actually. Yeah, check out the links to the Tain Pottery and my favourite coffee and the Harp Festival. And I will pop on Somerset Harp Festival as well. Now I know that's not till the summer, but I am excited to be a presenter again. This is going to be my 4th time presenting for them, I think. I've done twice in person. I don't know, it's weird. It honestly feels as I've been there like in person a lot more than just twice, which is insane. I think it's just because, I don't know, throughout this whole year, I've kept in really good contact with people from Somerset, like Kathy and Dennis and Kim Adamson and stuff. And I think, yeah, this year has brought us all the gaps. The internet has helped these kind of, you know, the geographical gaps get smaller. So I feel like I've been there way more than twice in person. been once virtually last year, and I'm overjoyed that I'm going to be there virtually this year, because honestly there's so many lovely folk there and it means so much to me, like teaching at these things and seeing people's names in the Zoom boxes. Now I know there might be like 50 odd people in your workshop, but I can still scroll through and I go, oh my goodness, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. And it's just really, really lovely to be part of. They have a huge amount of workshops. It's a giant festival in the summer, so, and it's one-off workshops, if you know what I mean. Each workshop only appears once, but it's recorded. Highly recommend signing up for it. And yeah, sign up for it, and yeah, sign up for it again when it's in person as well, so I can have the crack with you all, especially if you're over in America. I'd love to meet you all in person. Like, I see every time someone buys a PDF, like the email comes through to me, so I'm getting really familiar with all the names. And a couple of them actually came to the Ohio Scottish Art School, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's really cool to meet you, because you're someone who like buys a PDF every week. So yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, babbling on. My coffee needs to be drunk. I need to arrange Love Divine, and I need to get sorted for my Hellman teaching, which is in just over an hour. So thank you again for for signing up and for joining us at another Harp at Home workshop. After today, we only have 3 left of this series. We'll see what's happening. I'm not sure there's going to be a 4th series. I think what I might do is one-off small blocks, if you know what I mean. I'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? Come April, May, I might be like exhausted. What I ideally actually want to happen is hopefully we'll get over to the Isle of Man at some point in the summer, and I would love to do a series actually from the Isle of Man, like a mini series, like maybe 2 or 3, where I teach Manx tunes and I like show off the Isle of Man to you, and I introduce you to people, and I take you to sessions and stuff, because when we're allowed over there, it should be because they're normal. They are normal just now, but we're still not allowed over there. So yeah, aspiring to that. Let's hope it happens this year, because we thought it might happen last year, but it didn't. Yes, that is the plan. Okay, gonna drink my coffee, gonna arrange these tunes, and gonna start teaching. Have a good week, and see you next Monday. Cheerio.